Hello everyone, welcome back to Right Fashion Academy YouTube channel for another interesting tutorial on this channel. So today's tutorial will be looking at how to make this beautiful flared gown you are seeing right there on the thumbnail. So this gown on the thumbnail, I'll be using a small scale drafting for it. So we'll be drafting on a small scale, okay? So I will encourage you to join your papers when you are drafting this, as many as possible, depending on your length, your shoulder to floor length. There are two ways we can make this gown. We have two methods we can make this gown. One is by slash and spread, and the other is by placing your fabric on bias. So if you are working with a fabric that is actually really very long in length, okay, then you can place your fabric on bias. Placing your fabric on bias means if you have the length of your fabric, this is the length of your fabric and this is the yardage, okay. Let's say doll face satin fabric comes in 61 inches, okay. So from here to here I will say it's 61 inches. Then assuming you got yourself 3 yards, this will be the yardage part, okay. I don't actually want to write on the paper. So if this is how many yards, say 3 yards you bought, or 2 yards, you'll be placing, holding the tip of it, your fabric like this. That is how you are going to cut this particular flare. That is if you are going by this method. But the reason I don't want to go by placing on bias is because most fabric do not have a long length. Like if you are working with Ankara for this particular dress, you notice that Ankara comes in 46 inches length. So if you place on bias, it will require you to join on the floor level to get to that length. So if you don't want to join this fabric, this is the easiest way to go about this particular flared dress. So I'll be showing you this method. So if you are patient enough to join your paper to your length, it doesn't hurt when you join your paper. You can just take your time and make your pattern and place on your fabric, and it makes our work a whole lot easier for us. So now I'm using this as my shoulder length right now. So from the shoulder, I'm going to measure from the shoulder. Like I said, this is a miniature scale drawing. So I'm using everything here as the full length of this gown from shoulder to floor level. So I'll call this my floor level. Then the measurements I actually require here is my bust, my chest line, my waist line, okay. So these are the things I'm working with, my chest line and my waistline. So I'm going to rule my line on my chest and my waist. This is waist and this is chest. That is what you require. Now I'm going to impute my shoulder measurements. I'll be imputing shoulder measurement right here, and my neckline for the miniature scale drafting. So whatever I do here, if you are doing yours, ensure you do it with your actual measurements, okay. So I'm putting my neckline, that is my natural neckline. Then I'll be dropping my shoulder line. So I'll transfer what I have on my shoulder line, I'll transfer it on the chest line. Then I'll rule my line across to create my armhole. So I'm finding what I have right here, mid armhole. This is what I have as my mid armhole, and I'll go in by 0.75. Connect to the tip. I'll take my bust measurement, okay? My bust measurement right here. I'm taking this as my bust measurement, and I'm going to connect to get my chest. Now I'll be imputing what I have on my waist measurement. Okay, that is my waist measurement, and I'm going to connect. Now once I come to the floor level, I'm going to take my hip measurement, my round hip, divide by 4. So this is my round hip, divide by 4. I'm going to add extra 5 inches to my round hip, divide by 4. Okay, so actually this is a miniature scale, so let me just do from here to here as a 5 inches, but if you are making yours, please make sure you have it at 5 inches. So from the waistline, I'll connect to the hip line. So the next thing I want to do is to add 1 inch as shifts, okay, to make it, you know, it's a free wear. It's not actually going to be tight, so I'll just add 1 inch on the bust level and on the waist level, and also on the hem I'm going to add another 1 inch. So note that from here to here, after your hip divide by 4, you add extra 5 inches. So I'll connect this to this. Now we are going to create a bust dart for this, so we'll be able to open up this accordingly. So that means I'm going to take my my bust point line. Now I'll be needing my bust point line, and I'll be needing my bust span. So my bust span divided by 2, I will use this point as my bust point. Then I'm going to impute what I have on my chest, my bust accommodation. So this is my bust accommodation. Okay, sorry, this is supposed to get to here and to here, then we'll come out and close off the bust dart. So we're actually going to close off the bust dart to achieve this particular design. Okay, now the next I want to do is to open, take my bust span. I'm taking my bust span to the hem. I'll take it to the hem, so I will be able to slash and spread. So that is it to the hem, and I'm going to connect it with a straight line. Okay, so I've connected with a straight line. So I'm going to cut off this pattern right now, so I'll be able to show you how to go about this particular dress. So I'll be cutting my bust accommodation. I'll go into my armhole. I'll go into my shoulder seam. I will want to make the keyhole effect. We have a keyhole effect at that point. So